A black pastor is challenging the Black Lives Matter movement this morning directly. He says, don't blame the violence on police, blame the black community itself.
It is all in his new book. It's called Black Self-Genocide, What Black Lives Matter Won't Say. His name is Bishop Wellington Boone, and he is the best-selling author, and he joins us now. Good morning, Bishop. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
So you say, do not blame the police. Who should we blame, and what's the solution?
All you have to do is look down in the ghetto. I came from the ghetto myself. I clearly know that it's much more dangerous being in Baltimore. Be more where you see more and do more, but you better be more careful who you mess with. If I'm from West Baltimore, I go to East Baltimore, I will likely get hurt bad. We're killing each other. We're dying. We're killing them in the womb. We're killing them if you get out of the womb in the ghetto. And we're acting like we're more afraid of white policemen than we are the gangs down in the inner cities. That's not even close.
Here's an excerpt from your book. He says, you say, I'm a black man, American man. If I walk down the street of any inner city in America, I'm in far more danger from people of my own race than of any white policeman. This is not a new phenomenon. So this flies in the face of what Black Lives Matter's been saying, and they've had the ear of the President of the United States.
I mean, listen, tribal warfare in Africa relates to gang warfare in America. I mean, blacks have issues with each other. They know that. The studies are really clear out there. We don't understand what our destiny is from God. Almighty God has ordained that this group of people would be a servant people that would know how to call the will of God out to a nation that really needs God right now. And here we are running to the government when we should be running to God. Actually, the civil rights movement took black people from the steps of the altar of the church and led them to the steps of the federal government. And here these guys are trying to get us to go back to the federal government, blaming white people for the conditions of the inner city. The white people aren't selling drugs to them. White people aren't aborting those babies. Listen, I didn't meet my dad for the first time until I was 35 years old. He was a male, but he wasn't a man. A male means you can do the things that bring a child into existence, but a man means you take responsibility for what you did.
Oh,
and so that's the issue right now, taking responsibility.
Bishop, I was watching Tucker Carlson's show last night, and we showed some clips this morning. There was a guy on there who's a radio show host who is a Black Lives guy, a Black Lives Matter guy, and he said, or supporter, and he said that what happened yesterday, the terrorist who was shot by a white officer, he's saying that was racism. What's your message to folks that are spreading that kind of rhetoric?
It's ridiculous. I mean, all you have to do with some of these guys is to say they're shock jockeying, trying to bring attention. But let me tell you something. Until we really call on God, I mean, we're leading people to talk political stuff. We need to lead people to bring revival. There has been a revival. I want to tell you, in 1906, there hasn't been a revival in black America since 1906. I got saved. That's what changed me. I mean, I was ghetto and gutter, but Jesus came into my heart, changed me, and if some of the pastors would start rallying blacks to get together. I washed Tony Evans' feet 20 years ago in a major meeting. Why? Because I wanted to reconcile with blacks and say, we got to unify. How are we going to bring somebody to the ghetto when ghetto is acting like we don't have any sense?
So, Bishop, I think you made your point clear, and I think a lot of people are going to run and grab your book.